Hello and welcome all to the 34th part of the series on self-exploration, the fourth part of Vincian intelligence. Joining the dots, contemplating, comprehending and sharing it with you all raw. All that sounds great is the grace of all those who have blessed me, and all that sounds not so great is my limitation. We are exploring the Da Vincian intelligence from parts 31 to 40. If you have directly landed on this part, kindly check out for the links for other parts in the description box below. So let's get going. In this part, we will be discussing the third principle of Da Vincian intelligence, the sensazione. Sensazione is refinement of senses, deep sensing, and a very novel concept of cross sensing. Leonardo believed that secrets of experimentation are revealed through senses. He puts vision as the topmost sense, followed by hearing. Painting as the topmost sense experience, followed by music. He had a very subtle sensing power, and he sadly remarked that an average human looks without seeing. He looks but he doesn't see. He listens without hearing. He touches without feeling, eats without tasting, without letting his deep brain experience and enjoy the taste. He moves without the awareness of the surroundings, inhales without the awareness of fragrance, and talks without thinking. A very, very divine power given to us by nature is of sensing, and we seldom explore it to the level, to the subtlety that we can, which are actually the doorways to transcendence. You feel an aroma, and you become ecstatic. You taste something and you go in a bliss that is like trance. That is sensing, and we hardly do it. We gulp food, we rush to the offices, we see things, but we don't see them beyond the scenery. We need to groom the power of sensing, and we can groom it through some experiments. Sorry. We need to take these experiences, do these experiments with a very open heart. Sensing is the experience given by our sense organs. Finally, we hear with our ears, we see with our eyes, we smell with our nose. But if our mind is not involved in the whole experience, the sense is not perceived by our system. So many times someone passes in front of us and we don't even notice. Our eyes have fallen on that person or that thing, but we have not seen it. Why? Because our mind was not along with our eyes over there. It was engrossed in something else. So when we take an experience, when I say that I saw you, I heard you, that is when my mind is associated with my ears, with my eyes. So refinement of senses is also developing alertness of mind, presence of mind. refinement of mind, stepping up of mind. And therefore, correct sensing becomes the next step to experience and experimenting. Now, how do we develop the power of sensing? Some experiments, as suggested, we can use them universally for developing our kids also, or for self-excellence also. Like, we may listen to a lot of music, maybe the same piece or the same song sung by more than one people, and then compare, contrast how two singers sing the same song, what I like in it, and why I like in it, and why I don't like something in something. That will refine, fine tune our senses of hearing. We may buy 3 kinds of honey, smell them, taste them, discriminate, differentiate which was better, why. Like many such small experiments, we may develop our senses and we may self-assess our senses, self-assess of the fitness of our senses. For example, we can check out our sensitivity to color, harmony in color, clashes in color. Or when I remember something, are my memories associated with the colors of things of that particular incidence? Which colored garments were people wearing? Or are my memories associated with different sounds? Does some piece of music or some typical sound take me back in some particular incidence invariably? Or are my memories associated with the food items served on that occasion, the aroma, the taste of some food at that time? How are my visual memories? Can I describe a scene in down detail? So have I captured that scene or that sound or that uh, food taste or those lights in details on that particular occasion? Because only that is captured in detail we will be able to recollect in detail, and that tells us our capacity of deep sensing. Are we present in a particular place superficially, or are we really grasping the smallest details of a particular incident? That is sharpening our senses. How are my auditory memories? Am I a good listener? Do I enjoy silence? The noise of silence, the unnoise of silence is called as anahata dhvani. It is a sound, but it is not a sound. Do I really enjoy the depth of that silence? That is refinement of senses. When I see fresh flowers, do I breathe in their aroma? Do I like to enter a bliss with that aroma? Or do my friends say that I give great hugs? It's great to hug you. Can I listen with my hands? When I touch someone, am I able to tell if that person is happy or tensed or relaxed or sad? Such various experiments or assessment of ourselves on such various parameters tells us how sharp and how fine our senses are. And finer the senses, finer is our capacity to transcend, to reach self-excellence. We may also develop layered listening. Like, start listening with the gross and then go to the deeper sounds. We may be able to listen between two sounds. Just like we say reading between the lines, we can listen between two sounds. The sound of the quiet, and that quiet is our doorway to excellence. It is a matter of experience. Appreciating our favorite music on a very deeper note. See where it takes you down the lane of your conscience, somewhere deep in your existence, and you feel as if you're in a cool tub. We can have deepest senses of every type: aromatic, touch. If we try and develop such deeper senses in children, we may need to point it out to them, like show some picture to them, ask them to describe the picture. Maybe first they will describe the gross aspects, then teach them how to see the finer aspects, the moods, the colors. Looking at the faces of the people, if it is a portrait, what must be the emotion of the particular person? What does that picture convey us besides the lines drawn? So many deep senses we can develop in the child, and a child who's rich in senses, who's sensitive about physical senses and emotional senses, are certainly better people than otherwise. When we normally enter our house, a child comes and hugs us, and if he is able to sense, Mama, are you unwell today? How did you understand, beta? No, I just felt. Understand, he has profound sensory impulses. Appreciate it, enhance them. Besides this, the book introduces a most novel way of sensing. It is called as synesthesia. That is, describing one sense in terms of another sense. Synesthesia is blending senses, like pairing sounds to shapes, drawing music. Sounds abstract. It is abstract. How do we develop it? How can I draw music? Maybe we are listening to our favorite piece of music and we are completely soaked in it. We are completely soaked in it. Open yourselves to a canvas, hold a paintbrush, and leave your hand free on the canvas. See what colors are coming. See what strokes are coming. Maybe that is the sound expressed as color, cross-sensing. We can make sounds of color. Look at a particular color, dip into it, and try to bring out a sound. See what sound comes. A subtle note, a fine note, a sad note, a romantic note. See a painting, vocalize the colors, vocalize the shapes, the textures. Sculpt a music piece. Which colors or smells or tastes can we associate with it? This is a very, very abstract thought, and it leads to a very different arena, a very different space in your mind, which is seldom visited by anybody, is what I think. And it will be such a beautiful place to visit. It's an experience we need to take with the subtlest senses. We may transpose, imagine how my best singer would paint or my best painter would sing. Sense completely, sense truly to the depth. Don't just gulp food. Let it linger on your tongue. Let the food touch all the taste buds. Try to analyze the taste. Many a times we housewives, or when we visit restaurants, we taste something and we find out the recipes, and we come home and exactly replicate the recipes. That is deep sensing. We need to see, not look. We need to listen, not hear. We need to smell, not sniff. We need to taste, not just gulp. And we need to feel, not just touch. Feel it, feel it. That gives us an entry to a very finer world, a finer world within us, and a finer world of the person with us. The deeper layers of the shades, of the colors, the background sounds, the subtler tastes and aromas, and the melting touches is an experience beyond our common senses. Here starts a completely different journey. A step into the finesse of senses opens a Pandora of the sixth sense. And we start seeing beyond the scenario in front of us. We start listening to the unsaid. A person comes and sits in front of us, and we even listen what he is not talking. The heart becomes mellow, and tears that never shed out fill our eyes. Lips that don't utter converse with the fragrance of jasmine, converse with the pink of the lilies. Hands that need not touch feel the softness of the petals, the fur of the squirrel running from a faraway window outside our house. Lips without the action kiss the chubby cheeks of kids with big transparent eyes and a wide innocent smile. You don't need to kiss by lips. You can kiss without lips. Everything around becomes magnified, enlarged and mesmerizing. Like a fairyland, you start seeing through the layers. You start listening through the layers. It's subtle and invisible. Sensazione, the evolved sense of sensing, and synesthesia, the cross-sensing. Of seeing and smelling and embracing a sound. When soft music touches the whole existence. When some sight moves the whole being with pain or pleasure or ecstasy. When a piece of chocolate melts on the tongue and the whole body feels like being in a tub of chocolate. When the first sprinkles of rain wet our eyes in and out. Pit patter of raindrops fills our ears. The aroma of the first raindrop on soil makes us ecstatic, and the lips taste the salt of the rainwater. The eyes hear, the ears smell, and the tongue feels, and the body tastes. It's like a stairway to the paradise of utter bliss. Somewhere all this moves beyond an experience, and synesthesia is left far behind. We are into a completely different world, a paradise. Sensazione, the third step of Da Vincian journey to ultimate experience is crossed, and it's time to smoke up now, to throw our entire being into an action or an inaction, for a purpose or for an unpurpose. Step 4 of Da Vincian intelligence, sfumato. Stay tuned. Bye.